Yo, what's going on, LEGO fans? Benny Bricks here, and welcome back for another video. Now today, we are actually going to be taking a look at my LEGO Ninjago CMF draft. Now, this is the very first CMF draft that I've ever done, and personally, I'm really proud of how it turned out. I put so much time into this, and I'm very happy with the results. So, if you guys go on to enjoy today's video, make sure to drop a like, and also comment down below what CMF drafts you guys want me to do in the future. It could be any topic, I don't even care. It could be a chair for all I care. I just love drawing these LEGO minifigures. I think that it's kind of a hidden passion of mine that I could see a future in. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Oh, also, I actually was going to make a tutorial on how I made the minifigures, and that was going to be a separate video. It got a little too long, and I got pretty frustrated on points because, well, if you've ever worked with Photoshop and drawing in there, well, once we're done with the thumbnail, we can actually see that all of our layers are in check, and what we want to do is we just want to save that. After, of course, we make sure that everything's all done. This is going to be the thumbnail for the video.
Just did a bad thing. I regret the thing I did.
So yeah, I messed up a few times. I got pretty mad, so I don't think I'm gonna release that video, but just know that it took a lot of time and effort to make each individual minifigure. Each one took a while, but I would love to do another series on this for you guys anytime. Just comment down below what minifigures you guys want me to produce, and yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get right into it. Our first minifigure that we're actually going to be taking a look at is Casual Kai. Now this is a minifigure that not a lot of people recognize, but I always thought it was funny how he found a bunch of his Kai action figure dolls in the middle of the city of Styx in like this total dump town, which I thought that was hilarious. So for his little accessory, I put a Kai action figure doll, which I know it doesn't look that good, but it was the best that I could do because I'm trying not to use too many new pieces, which this minifigure actually does come with 2 new pieces for a hair hat combo and new hair piece for the baby, which I don't know how they would make that, but they would. And yeah, I always thought that this minifigure was kind of funny, and yeah, that's why I chose him. For our next minifigure, we actually have Game Show Jay. Now, this minifigure was really fun to make because it's like Jay, who is my favorite ninja of all time, in this total goofy outfit, and I love the color scheme with this, with the light blue and the dark blue and just like kind of like the hints of pink. I think that that's honestly phenomenal. This would be a really cool minifigure if LEGO made it. I put his pink microphone in it. I think I made it a little too pink, but I think it just makes it a little better like that. He does include 2 new prints, one for his shirt and one for his winking face, which that would be an awesome piece to get. And yeah, let's move on to the next minifigure. And next up, we actually do have Food Fight Zane. Now, I know you're probably like, Bennett, what's up with all these wacky minifigures? Like, Food Fight Zane, he was in like 1 episode, come on. And pretty much for this series, I just tried to think of every single character in their most wacky state, or for at least the main ones, because people have thought of like the Kai as the blacksmith Kai, or like the J as, I don't know, it's just like a common J. But I thought, what's the stupidest Zane you can think of? Oh, remember that one time when they were making fun of him for not understanding humor, and they threw a bunch of food at him? Perfect. Awesome. I just love how this minifigure turned out. I think it's great with his pink bib. I think that's awesome, and honestly, I think this minifigure is pretty funny. He also includes a nice sad face print, which I think that's funny too. And for this next minifigure, we actually have Space Cole. Now this is in season 4 or season 3, it depends how you look at it, when all the ninja go into space. I just wanted to include one of the astronaut ninja because I think that we need something from that episode that just like if it's not Arcturus, then it's a minifigure from that episode. I think that it's very important that we get one of those. And Cole didn't really have any significance in that, but I kind of needed a Cole minifigure, and I didn't really want to use Rocky Danger Buff because that's been done before. So I just decided to make Cole in his astronaut outfit, and I think it actually did turn out really nice. There's going to be a new piece, though, for the helmet, because there's not really a piece unless it's like Buzz Lightyear's fishbowl helmet thing, but that doesn't really look the same. So we're gonna need a new piece for that, and just new prints all around. But honestly, I think I like how this minifigure turned out. And for our next minifigure, we actually do have the Commissioner. Now, this minifigure was really fun to make because he's been in a lot of episodes, and we've never really gotten a minifigure for him, which that's pretty disappointing. I think that he has a lot of significance in the TV show because he's kind of like the main police officer. A lot of stuff revolves around him, and basically he just uses a new, actually nothing new. He just uses a new print for the mustache and a new print for the hat. So it has his little chief's little emblem on the top, and I actually really like how this minifigure turns out. He does use handcuffs because they don't really carry guns, so handcuffs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think this might be my favorite minifigure of the series, or at least one of them, because I just love how it turned out. I used the chicken wing piece that came in the chicken minifigure from a previous series. This is actually Fugidove. He's from the new series, but he does have a new hat mold, which I actually do like how that turned out. I think that would be pretty cool, and an existing face piece would probably work. It doesn't have to be the one that I drew, but there is a new print for the t-shirt, and I don't know, I feel like this character adds a lot of comic relief, especially for the bad guys, and I feel like he just needs to be a minifigure. Next up, we actually have Aspheera, but without her stealing Kai's firepower, which I actually do like how this turned out. I think that it's much needed for Aspheera to have a tail piece instead of the fire piece that they used for Nauticon when that came out. But I think that this actually turned out really nice, and it just uses existing pieces but reprinted, which I do really appreciate that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. As this minifigure did not have that much relevance in this show, I feel like khanjikhan is a great inclusion because a lot of people have been asking for him. Just like Ninjago fans in general just want this minifigure, and I feel like it was really fun to make, and I just really like this minifigure because he's like the king of Ninjago, which is the sister realm to the Departed realm, which that's like pretty much all about season 6. And yeah, I feel like he doesn't have that much relevance. He wasn't in the show for that long, but at the same time, he kind of was, in a way. But yeah, it pretty much just uses existing pieces from... Next up, we actually have the Mechanic, and I feel like we haven't gotten a lot of bad guys that haven't played a big role, but are kind of like Fugidove. Like, they're not really relevant, but they're kind of relevant to build story. And they're just like kind of an extra villain. This minifigure would be using a new arm piece and also a hat / hair combo kinda for the hat, which I do really like how that turned out. I think that it is possible to make that type of hair hat combo a thing with the Ninjoid part and just the gentleman's cap. I think that turned out great. And yeah, that's pretty much it, other than reprints and stuff. And for this minifigure, we actually have Pythor. Now, this is when we didn't actually know he was Pythor in the show, but he helped the Overlord escape from when the power went out in Ninjago City. And basically, for his accessory, he actually has a snake piece, but colored in blue to make it look like an electric eel, and how he kept the Overlord alive. Jeez. And yeah, I think that this minifigure just looks pretty standard. He just uses the princess dress piece, but in white and a new printing, and other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is Cyrus Borg. Now, he is actually the inventor of the Borg watch, and just inventor of all electronics in Ninjago, basically, and I think that this minifigure has a lot of significance in the show, and he should, even though he's just like a kind of uncommon ally for the ninja, I think that he should be presented as a minifigure, and I think it's represented as the best way possible. I think that he wouldn't have his little electronic spider legs, but he would actually have a nice wheelchair, and there wouldn't really be any new molds for this because they've already used that. That would also / be his accessory, if you would, and yeah, other than that, it's just prints. And here we have young Lloyd. Now this one just comes with a Starfarer comic, and he comes with actually a new print for the legs and the chest, and actually for a face print if Lloyd wants to do that. But that hairpiece does actually exist. I just thought that this minifigure was kind of silly in the show. I think that it's a great inclusion in this series. I think it fits perfectly because we haven't really gotten a Lloyd that's smaller other than him and his just kind of like street clothes, I guess you'd say, when he was a kid. And I feel like this minifigure just overall has turned out pretty nice. In the beginning of Season 8, we actually got a look at a bunch of S.O.G bikers, and the one that stood out and was probably Mr. E, which was later leaked, was the green biker. Now, this minifigure I actually had the most time drawing, or most struggle with drawing because of the helmet. Oh my gosh, because you don't really get any guidelines with this. You don't get any good pictures offline. You just kind of have to wing it. But I really like how it turned out. It took me the longest for sure. But honestly, this minifigure is not that bad. And I feel like other than previously used prints, I feel like the minifigure came out really good. And it would be cool to get this as an actual minifigure someday. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, and this is kind of a weird inclusion, but I really did like this minifigure in the episode. I think that it was so wild, and when I looked at this minifigure, I thought, that could actually be, like, an actual minifigure, because in in minifigure series 15, we actually got, like, a red dress princess, and that's actually the dress piece that I used, so no new pieces are included. It's just a standard Nia face print and a hair piece, and you would just need a new print for the legs, or for the dress, and for the shirt, which that could be easily done. And overall, I think that, as this is kind of a wild inclusion, I think that it's cool in that it's referencing back to an older season, and I just really, I don't know, it's so goofy, but I really like this minifigure. And for our second to last inclusion, we actually have young Garmadon. Now, this is when he is just about to turn evil, and his eyes kind of go red from the Great Devourer's poison, and I feel like we didn't get a lot of young Garmadon. We have, like, the older good version and the older bad version, so it would be nice to get a minifigure like this. It actually uses all existing pieces. He has his staff and just some prints on his legs and his torso, and that Anakin hairpiece is used, and just for the face print it would just be Lloyd's but with red eyes. And for our last minifigure, we actually have Lou. Now, this is Cole's father, and I really feel like I needed to represent Cole in some way other than his spacesuit. And I feel like I needed to represent another one of the ninja's parents also, because we got to see all of them. And I feel like Lou was kind of the most present in the Ninjago series, so I feel like he deserves a minifigure. I didn't want to use a new mold for the cane, because I felt like I used enough new molds in this series. This is actually the last minifigure, so I just decided, you know what, he's just not going to have an accessory, which I think it actually kind of works for him. He's like a singer, dancer, so he doesn't need an accessory. And yeah, that's pretty much it for him, other than new prints, of course. And our last thing that we will be checking out is the character sheet. Now, this just has all the characters in list from 1 to 16. I honestly think that I like the little squiggly lines above the character sheet. It reminds me of an old Ninjago set box type, which I feel like that would be cool for the TV show version of a minifigure series. I think that would be cool. We have the Woo Crew thing, little symbol in the top little right corner, and just series 1, just represented by a little 1 over in the top left, and just the main Ninjago symbol. It's nothing too special, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this. And with all that said and done, we are done with my very first CMF draft. I will be doing more of these in the future, so make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for when those videos come out. And comment down below what CMF drafts you guys want me to do next. I can do anything. It doesn't really matter what topic. I just want to draw some minifigures. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please drop a like, and adios.